Friends, welcome back into yet another session of mathematics into my YouTube channel Study with Mukesh Raj, where we are already dealing with the solution of simultaneous equations. Moving on to the next topic of solving linear equations in two variables, that is simultaneous equation using cross multiplication method. Though this has been excluded in CBSE this year, but still I am going to deal with this topic so as to make you understand, and being in the part of the solution of simultaneous equation, what I would suggest you is to just go through this topic and try understanding and solving the problems associated with it, so that it would be helpful for you to understand and implement it in a better manner. So without wasting time, and before starting the topic, please, I would request you to please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Now see, the cross multiplication method, it is also another method in the algebraic method for the solution of simultaneous linear equation that is consisted of two variables. Now let us consider this system of equation, that is a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Then the another equation that we are having, a2x b2y and c2, again it has been equated to 0. Now here we can see that if this equation has a1 upon a2 and b1 upon b2 will only have a unique solution under the conditions that x could be written in the manner that b1 multiplied by c2 minus b2 multiplied by c1, and it will get divided upon the value that is being obtained by using the value a1 multiplied by a2 subtracted from the value of a2 and b1 multiplicated value. Similarly, we would be able to find out the value of y. The value of y can be obtained by using c1 multiplied by a2 minus c2 multiplied by a1 over a1 multiplied by b2 and subtracted from a2 multiplied by b1. So this will be used to solve any linear simultaneous equation by the help of algebraic method under the condition of a specific method, that is cross multiplication method. So after, we can either use these two formulae to calculate or obtain the respective values for x and y. Similarly, we can also obtain the solution of the equation by using this method, where x gets divided by the value of b1 multiplied by c2 minus b2 multiplied by c1, and again y could be obtained by getting a value that will be c1 multiplied by a2 and subtracted from c2 multiplied by a1, and finally we can obtain the value of the constant, which is treated as 1. This value of the constant can be equivalent to 1 upon a1 multiplied by b2 minus a2 multiplied by b1. So in this manner we would be able to obtain the respective values for x and y, either by using these two formulae or directly applying the values that could be obtained by using this particular equation, where x over the particular value, y over this value and 1 over this value. Or we can also obtain it in another manner, that is x, y and z. If we are having, we can apply this in the graphical method, or we can use this graphical representation of the values, respective values, that are a1, a2, b1, b2, c1 and c2. So if we write b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2 and again b1, b2, here you may observe that values of b1 and b2 that lies at the first and at the last has been repeated. This is just to make us clarify or clear about the value that we would be getting this value x, y and 1. So if I write x could be written as x over, see, b1 multiplied by c2. From here we get this value, first one, and then again b1 multiplied by C2, the another one. Likewise, y could be obtained by multiplying C1 with A2 and C2 with A1. Similarly, the constant value 1 could be obtained by multiplying A1 with B2 and get subtracted from the value A2 multiplied by B1. So this representation will lead to the formation of the equation that we have written above, and this is how the cross multiplication method is being applied. So what I will do next is just taking an example for the solution of cross multiplication method. Here we are having two equations. The first one is 4x minus 7y plus 28 is equal to 0. Another equation says 5y minus 7x plus 9 is equal to 0. When we start solution, remember one thing, that we should try to bring the like values or like terms together so that it becomes easier for us to solve the system of equation. So for that reason, for the first equation that has been written in the sequence 4x minus 7y plus 28 is equal to 0, and I have just reshuffled, I have just arranged the values of the, not exactly the values but the terms of the second equation, and hence I can write it like this: minus 7x plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0. So as we have discussed just a couple of minutes ago, that here we can write x, y and 1 in terms of b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2 and b1, b2. Similarly, from here, from the system of equation, we will just extract the coefficient of each variable and write it down in the sequence of b1, b2. From here, b1 is minus 7, I have written it minus 7, b2 is 5, I have written it 5. Similarly, c1, c2, 28 and 9, see 28 and 9. Similarly, a1, a2, 4 and minus 7. And once again, I will repeat the value of b1 and b2. So, after writing this, we would easily find out the value of x from here, from y from here, and then from 1, which is the constant of the equation. As I had already told you that we can use this b1 multiplied by c2 and b2 multiplied by c1. Similarly, c1 multiplied by a2 and c2 multiplied by a1, a1 multiplied by b2 and a2 multiplied by b1. So in this sequence of multiplication, and after multiplying the values of the particular coefficients, that is b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2 and again b1, b2, we would obtain this value. This value, that is x upon minus 7 multiplied by 9 minus 5 multiplied by 28. Similarly, y upon 28 multiplied by minus 7, which will get subtracted from 9 multiplied by 4, and again once again 1 over 4 multiplied by 5, and then minus 7 multiplied by minus 7. As a result, we will obtain this value, that is x upon minus 63 minus 140, y upon minus 196 minus 36, 1 multiplied by 20 minus 49. On further solution, we will obtain this system of equation, that is x upon minus 203, y upon minus 232 and 1 upon minus 29. So from this equation, exactly from this equation, what we can do, we can just equate these equations. X will be equated by this equation, and once again y will get equated to the same equation, and on equating we would easily obtain the value for x, that is 7, dividing minus 203, just cross multiplying. This 203 has been brought onto the top with the negative sign, and 29 will remain at the bottom, and on solution we will get 7. Similarly, we can obtain the value for y, and this will be equal to 8 by dividing minus 232 upon minus 29. So friends, this is about the cross multiplication method for the solution of simultaneous. Let us talk about the conditions that that will help us to find out the solution of the given pair of linear equations. So these are also known as the conditions that helps us to identify the solvability of the linear equation. For any given pair of linear equation, if this given pair of linear equation has the set of equations like a1x plus b1y plus c2 is equal to 0, and then again having a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Then under this condition we have been provided by three different conditions that would help us to find out the solvability of these linear equations. The first condition says that if these pair of equations do not have any solution, that means these pair of equations will have no solutions, therefore this equation can be obtained as an inconsistent solution where this condition is supposed to be satisfied, that is a1 upon a2, that means the coefficient of x upon the coefficient of y should be equal, but here it reserves the condition that the constant coefficient will never be equal to either of these, that means a1 upon a2 will not be equal to c1 upon c2. At the same time b1 upon b2 will never be equal to the c1 upon c2. Similarly, if the same pair of linear equation is represented in its graphical format, then we can say that this pair of equation will be forming the graph on the graph paper will be parallel to each other. Fine. Now, if the given pair of equation which will be an inconsistent in nature, and if we are saying that it has no solution, that means the graph of this equation will be parallel to each other. At the same time it is going to satisfy the given condition where a1 upon a2 will be equal to b1 upon b2, but these two values or coefficients will never be equal to c1 upon c2. Now let us talk about a condition that where we are having an infinite number of solutions. For this, the condition for the given pair of equations should be satisfied in the manner that a1 upon a2 will be equal to b1 upon b2, and it will again be equated to c1 upon c2. See, this equation is equated in the manner that this a1 upon a2 will be equated to c1 upon c2, and then again b1 upon b2 will get equated to c1 upon c2, and this will lead to the obtain of a result for respective values of x and y, which I will just show you in a after explaining the unique solution. The unique solution for a given pair of equation is also called the consistent. And remember, if the pair of equation for infinite number of solution is represented on a graph paper or by the help of graphical method, there we can say that here the solution or the graph will be formed on each other, that means they will coincide each other. That means the pair of equation, if this is the solution, suppose that if this is the solution of the first equation that we are having, say equation 1 and this is equation 2, then again we can say that the same equation will be forming, the same line will be formed on each other. That means the pair of equations resulting in the formation of graph will be coinciding on each other. Therefore, it will have infinite number of solutions because this line is made up of different points, and each point in itself is treated as a solution for the given pair of equation. Now, the third condition is that where the equation will have a unique solution, and this solution is known as the consistency, or the solution for this pair of equation will be treated as consistent in nature. For this, a1 upon a2 will never be equal to b1 upon b2, which means that the third part, that is the constant coefficient, that is c1 upon c2, will obviously will not equal to either of the given condition. So under these three solvability of the linear equation, we can say that for the given values we can write x and y, we can find out x and y in the manner that x will be written like this: b1 c2 minus b2 c1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1, and then again we can write y for the same condition, for the same given pair of equation, as c1 a2 C2A1 upon A1B2 minus B2A2B1. So for all these respective conditions for the solvability of the linear equation, we would be able to find out whether the graph is parallel, whether the graph coincides, and if this equation is having a unique solution. That means this, whenever it is represented on a piece of graph, then we will have only one solution, which means they will cut each other at one point. Okay, like in the manner that if this is one of the equations, let's say for equation number 1, and then again I am having the equation number 2, so this point of intersection will be treated as the unique solution or the consistent solution for the given pair of linear equation. So dear friends, that is all for today's session. In the next session we would be doing, and we will try to find out whether the given pair of equations do have how many number of solutions, and how can we obtain the solution if the conditions are given, like having no solutions, either it has infinite number of solution or it has only a unique solution. So that's all for today's session. Hope you would have understood and enjoyed the session. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks off.